Ever since I was a seminarian, I can remember priests and seminarians talking about this time of the year as a return to boring time. After all of the pomp and circumstance of Christmas, we return to the wearing of the green and we take out the Christmas decorations, and it can seem like an uneventful time. But ordinary time is anything but boring and anything but unspecial. No time with God is unspecial. When we think of that term ordinary time, we think of it in terms of what's commonplace or not special. But we think about ordinary time in the sense of the church. It's not about uneventful, but rather it comes to us from the Latin ordinal or counted. These are the counted Sundays of the year, outside of special seasons like Christmas or Easter, when we walk with the Lord through the days of his earthly ministry. The church each year presents us with one of the synoptic gospels, Matthew, Mark, or Luke, and through the Sundays of ordinary time or counted time, we walk with Jesus through his ministry. We listen to the teaching, we hear the miracle stories, and we're invited into a deeper relationship with the Lord. That's the work that we do in this time of the year. Even the choice of the color green, the liturgical color green that we use during ordinary time, reminds us of the growth that has to be occurring in us, not just at Christmas, not just during Lent, not just in a privileged or special season of the year, not just on a feast day, but the work that we have to do every day of our lives. We think about green, we think about growth, renewal, springtime, new life. That is what the Lord is always calling us to. That's what ordinary time gives us the opportunity to do that ongoing spiritual work that's necessary for all of us. In this particular year, we'll be following with the Lord through the Gospel of Matthew. And in these weeks that lead us up to the beginning of Lent this year, we will hear the beginning of the Sermon on the Mount. We'll hear Jesus proclaim the Beatitudes and begin the Sermon on the Mount, reminding us, teaching us what it means to be a follower. If we're going to be a follower of Jesus, this is what that calls us to. That is the life. That is the way that we are called to live our lives. And so it's necessary for us to be listening, not just when it's a special feast day, but as we go about the ordinary events of our lives, that we're listening to the Lord, always listening, always responding, always growing, always doing, if you will, kind of that spiritual maintenance that all of us need to do, that we can grow deeper in our relationship with the Lord, that we can grow closer to one another and closer to the Lord, that we can answer our call not only as disciples ourselves, but we can do the ongoing work that the church calls us to do. So during this ordinary time, anything but boring, anything but uneventful, anything but unimportant, because there is no time with God that is unimportant. Let us make the most of these weeks of ordinary time as we walk with the Lord through his ministry, to listen with always fresh ears of faith as the Lord speaks to us, to allow him to continue to fashion our hearts and minds, that we can grow as disciples, that we can grow as members of the church, his body, that we can continue to be his witnesses ever more powerfully and ever more effective in our world.